Well, folks, the time has come, and I kind of can't believe it. I'm actually about to say this, but we're going to start working on something other than a Subaru.
Oh my God! Wow!
We have finally burned through that part of the inventory in the lot, and now we're on to some of the rest of the projects we've had for a while that just haven't had a chance to get to because of all the Subaru stuff. So, let me officially introduce you to the stepside pickup truck. Story on this truck is I got this off a friend of mine. Typical story of finding old titles and blah blah blah, but this body style is becoming more and more desirable. As you can see, it's pretty clean. The plan is to get it low because it's just gonna make it look that much better. This isn't made to be a work truck anymore. So the question really remains, how low are we gonna go? How low can you go? I mean, we can literally slam this thing. We've got plenty of ground clearance. That's not a problem. We've got a pretty good, you know, 5-6 inch wheel gap. So I've already decided to make this a little bit more cost efficient. We're gonna hard drop it, so no airbags, no hydraulics, no adjustability, just drop spindles, flip the axle in the back, do a notch kit. There's pretty much any denomination of drop you could want, they make for these trucks. Question is, how much do we lower it? So I really got lost here in this rabbit hole for a while, and I started looking at different setups, other people's wheel sizes and amount that they dropped, all the different setups and wheel specs to see what looks best. Also, with all the different suspension options, we're gonna have to decide on what we're gonna do. Get some parts coming, take the bed off this thing, and see what kind of damage we're in for in the back. So, step one, let's get this thing aired up, rolled around to the shop, get the bed off, and see what we're working with, and then we'll order the kit appropriately based on what we need after that. So, let's get to it. Not gonna lie, the truck is a little bit worse than we had hoped. Now we have the bed off. We have literally nothing hanging on this side. You can see that it's all tweaked. There isn't a whole lot of it left. The axle U-bolts have already rotted off. You can see they go from that thickness down to about a needle point. So that's not bueno. Got a little bit of Swiss cheese. So we basically, the notch kit is probably going to start right around here. So that's going to take care of everything from here to here, and then we're going to have to rebuild this section pretty much on both sides because they're getting to be just as bad. At least this one is still technically attached. Okay, I think we have formulated our plan of attack. Looked over the entire frame. What scares me is this is the rear cab mount. There's not a whole lot left of that. So we're thinking like, all right, maybe we just pull the whole body off, sandblast the whole frame, do the cab mount, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole lot of work. We're not trying to do a frame off restoration here. We're just trying to slam this thing and ship it out the door. So if we can get the cab mounts out and enough room in there so I can get some metal and do some welding, leave the cab intact and not have to do all that work up front, that'll save me probably a couple days worth of work. Now we're gonna be stripping out the interior right now, seeing if we can get to the cab mounts because it's rusty New England. See if they come out. Hopefully that saves us taking the cab off. Well, folks, we have had a development that has drastically changed the direction of this build. And I'm not really excited about it. Let me catch you up to speed. obviously the issue is this frame rail is rotted. However, what's happening, I don't know if we already showed this or not, the gas tank strap is also rotted. Well, where the gas tank strap connects into this cross member is rotted. We've got this cab mount. What's left of this cab mount, that's gone. But what's really most concerning to me is how thin the frame is getting around and behind these front shackles. It's like paper thin. I mean, you hit this with a hammer and I've got chunks that are just, well, there we go. I got chunks just falling off. Realistically, if I were to repair this frame, I should go all the way past this front shackle. Whether I drill the rivets and put the shackle back on or put a new one on, but either way, to be structurally sound, we gotta go all the way past this shackle. We've got a body mount that's bad right there. So in order to do that, now I definitely have to take the cab off. So we gotta lift it up. I can't just jack it up because now we have to get down there. I gotta take measurements from points all over the chassis so I can get the square. So basically, no matter what, the cab's gonna have to come up and off. At that point, I'm looking at the rest of the frame going further forward saying, you know, if we're gonna pull a cab and we're gonna repair the back half of this frame and spend all this time measuring it, making it square and whatnot, why don't we just roll another frame underneath it? It's a whole lot of work. We're not trying to do a frame off restoration here. Now, it sounds pretty easy to just do that. There's still a lot more stuff involved in it, but I think A, it'll guarantee a completely square chassis to go down the road straight, and B, it'll be not rusted all the way, and I can probably blast it and paint it while it's out. So unfortunately, that is the direction we're gonna go now. So time for me to get this off the jack stands that I spent so much time leveling and getting all perfect, get it on the lift, rack it, and start tearing this whole cab off. Let's get it done. Usually the best thing about working on a pickup truck is you get free storage, you put all the spare parts in the bed. But we kind of went about this backwards, so I've got nowhere to put parts. I don't want anything to get lost, or kicked, or damaged, or lost. Primarily lost. Okay folks, why don't we take a seat for this one, because I got some news. And you're going to want to be sitting down, which you probably already are at your computer anyway. But plans have changed. I know, can you believe it? Plans have actually changed. So the cab is literally ready to come off the truck. However, what we're not ready yet for is the frame. I need to go get the frame. It's going to take a couple hours to drive out there with the trailer and get it. Then I'm thinking to myself, why am I gonna get a frame that's in good shape but still has surface rust? I might as well blast it and paint it while it's out. So I don't want to take the cab off this truck and disable it here and have it stuck here when I can use in the lift for other stuff. New plan, put the steering shaft back in this so that way we can roll it out and steer it and park it outside. So that way we can get the frame, blast it, paint it, transfer all the parts off of it, and then get ready to swap it. Not having this thing stuck on the lift for the next 2 weeks while we're transporting and waiting for paint to dry and I'm sandblasting and stuff like that. Got a couple other projects to tidy up and finish up, but this will be back very shortly and you'll see me with a frame. You have not seen the last of this because this has to get done. Gotta get it out of here. It's already like halfway apart, so like we gotta finish this now.